Welcome back to my booktube channel. It's Sunday night and I am going to talk about the Goodreads Seasonal Reading Challenge. The Goodreads Seasonal Reading Challenge is a group on Goodreads that has a set number of tasks every 3 months, and the participants read books according to the task directions to earn points. I found this last season, very early in September, when one of the Book Riot posts talked about this challenge, and I went and looked at it, and I thought it was a really good way for me to read down my backlist quite a bit. I wasn't really sure how it was going to work. I mean, I read a lot, but the people who finished, they're reading like 80 books every 3 months. And I don't know, I read a lot of books, but you know, it's not that important to me to finish. I kind of like the rules, and I like the way it has forced me to kind of look through books that I own to see what I have, or get creative with the library to fit some tasks. We've just started a new season here at the beginning of December, and this year the theme is mythology. So a lot of the smaller, the 5, 10, 15 point tasks, and it's the 9 muses. So each 5-point task has to do with the subject of a muse. There's Terpsichore, who is the muse of dancing. So you have to read a book for that has a dancer as a subject. I'm planning to read either Misty Copeland's memoir or Michaela de Prince's memoir. Both of them are amazing, amazing ballerinas of color. Misty is a soloist with ABT, and Michaela was one of the major subjects in the documentary First Position. Another 5-point task is for the muse of love and love poetry, and I have not yet finished The Land of Love and Drowning by Tiffany Yannick. That the love and love poetry task calls for you to read a book with love intact in the title. And so I will start this over and read this because it's amazing, and it was part of my Riot Read subscription. I believe this was Riot Read number 2, so I'm looking forward to reading this. And the bigger ones are all 2-book tasks. There will be a 50-point task posted sometime in January. That'll be like a 3-book task. It has to be 3 books, and it has to be more than 1,200 pages total. It's kind of amazing. I finished it by the skin of my teeth. But this task, there were multiple options. One of which was look at your regular, your Western zodiac, and you know, what are you? I'm a Leo, so I had to go find a book that had lion in the title, and I just happened to have Mesa Mengestas Beneath the Lion's Gaze. I had not read it yet. I'm also trying to read more authors of color, and Mesa Mengestas is from Africa, and Kim's highly recommended, so I want to read that. And the other book for the task is you had to look at the Chinese zodiac and then what your animal was for your birth year. Mine is a horse, so I have a horse and a lion, crazy combo. And so for my other book in that task, I have to read a book with that animal on the cover, and I have a copy of Georgette Hayer's The Tollgate on my Nook, and that Sourcebooks edition has people riding horses on the cover, so that one's covered. Haha, joke. Another 15-point task, you have to read a book that has a hand with the thumb visible in it. And so the 5-point, so the Riot Read number 5 that I got last month in my subscription and kind of lost my mind over because I wanted this book so bad, is Michelle Faber, and it's got 2 hands with the thumbs clearly visible, and so I will be reading this book to fit that task. Another 2-book task, you have to read 2 books that between the 2 books they have all of the letters of the Roman numerals available. So I, X, V, L, C, D, and M. And so I very sneakily went through all my books, and I found The Travels and Surprising Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which has all but the X in the title. This is also the really cool Melville House printing of this book, and I love their line from the Neversink library with the silhouettes on them. I also really love the movie based on this book. I know it's super crazy and it's not considered a good movie by Terry Gilliam, but I don't care. It's funny and adorable, and I love it. So I read this one, and then for the second book in the task, I'm going to read Exo Orpheus, 50 New Myths, and this is collected and edited by Kate Bernheimer. I'm about 4 stories into this, and these are all crazy and amazing. The first story in here is by Laura Vandenberg, who wrote Anthropogenesis, or How to Make a Family. It's based on the Norse creation myth. And oh my god, it is so good. If you have not yet read Laura Vandenberg's short stories, you must do that. One of the created tasks, it honors her uncle, who's a great bibliophile, and who unfortunately has passed away. And so there are 6 tasks that she has that you can pick from. You pick 2, that they all relate to his life in some way, but he was a great reader and he had a big library. And so for one of the options that I chose, you have to read a book that comes with the genre tag on the main page of the book in Goodreads. It's books about books. And I started reading this as a review copy, and then I got a date wrong, and so I had to buy one, but which is good because I liked it. Is The Year of Reading Dangerously by Andy Miller. It has the tag books about books. Just go to your to reads list and look at the 10 books that have been on there the longest and read one of them. And one of mine is Brideshead Revisited. It's probably been on there since I started my Goodreads account ever so many years ago. I used to have 2 copies of this exact edition because I bought one at work, and then I bought one from the library sale, and I've gifted one to a friend since then. But I keep meaning to read this, and so hopefully I will get to it for a task. That's a small sampling. I mean, the more people who finish a season, the more the next season there's more points that you have to, and tasks that you have to get through. So I was good. I got about 60% of the way done, I think. Last season, I don't think I'll get quite that far, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to read a lot of the bigger 2-book tasks first before I read a lot of the smaller 5-book tasks. I did a lot of smaller 5-book tasks because they were faster and easier for me to grab the books last season. So I'm going to kind of flip it and do some of the longer, harder ones first. But I think it's great fun. I like kind of the rules and the constraints and the ticking up the little boxes, and the fact that it forces me to go through all of the books that I have and have not read, looking for things that I might have forgotten I had, or that I overlooked, or that I've just been putting off. So that's the seasonal reading challenge. I'll have all of the links to everything in the description, and then obviously the captions throughout the video. And you're welcome to join if you're interested in this and you're a member of Goodreads. You're welcome to join at any time during the challenge, any season. There's some how this works and introduction threads to read first. I'll have those linked up specifically. And so everybody's welcome. So if you're interested in something like this, come along and join us. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Because I thought it was out like next week, and it is not, and my digital copy expired, and so I had to go buy a book, which, boo-hoo, I had to buy a book, sob.